and I'll be reading some of the questions you dropped here. Well, first one is what authorization and access controls ensure you can only fetch the right patient's data? And how do you handle consent and HIPAA's requirement?
I guess I can answer this one. So if this is about the Smart Health Link, the Smart Health Link holds the data that the patient chose. Here on this workflow that I showed, we just generating the full Smart Health Link, but the plan is to provide a patient portal where the patient can build different kinds of Smart Health links. So they could, for example, choose a subset of data to be shared with a certain link and another subset with another. So the patient could control that and share this data with different providers if they want. Smart Health Link is quite straightforward. Like it is a standard. It isn't something that we invented. It's something that CMS is pushing healthcare organizations to implement as well. And the protection is basically the passcode. The link as well can be is cryptographically secure. There are like different kinds of verifiable information there that we could detail more perhaps in another moment. But in terms of how what should be shared, that's what the patient controls. And the idea is to provide a UI for the patient to control what's shared on each link. And in terms of HIPAA compliance, this is more about all the software stack being HIPAA compliant and that's what we usually do at Vinta. Like anything that we use, the databases, like all the infrastructure. So for example, Medplum is a certified EHR and it's HIPAA compliant from day one if you use the cloud solution. That's provided by basically everything that we use, and Vinta is a business associate as well that works with covered entities. So I guess like it's more about making sure everything's all right on both the infrastructure side of things and the bureaucratic side of things.
That's great. Well, moving on to the next question. Here it is. In our intake flow, patients only enter payment information at checkout after the service is provided. Can the platform's workflow be customized to support that order of steps, letting us rearrange stages to fit how we actually operate?
Yes, like what we chose is just a sample. Like we could support different kinds of workflows. And this is only eligibility check. And also in the case of the credit card payment, it's only a pre-authorization. We are not charging directly there. But since we are using Stripe, we could charge at any moment and any kind of workflow that's implemented on the provider side of things.
Yeah, and just to complement what Flavio mentioned, our idea, our vision, it was that the intake as a whole is a module, but each step on it is also a module. So everything is composable. You can rearrange, shift, and change and customize to however you like. We also made it comprehensive in case you have like less steps in your flow. Flavio mentioned a bit about the billing that we're not charging, we're just checking for eligibility. But we could, if you have a service that has a fixed price, we could be charging, or if there's copay, that's a flow that we also want to cover.
And in terms of like how fast we can adapt the modules, we are not like we are using AI skills to help us customize the modules. So we are reviewing all the code. We are making sure everything is correct. We are like aiming for high quality code and high quality UX. But we do enable fast iteration on customizing the modules. So in technical terms, we are building everything really as building blocks in the sense that we have a design system. We have all the components are independent and they can be combined in different ways. And AI help us to like kickstart things. And we have a set of AI skills to assist with that.
Great. Another question that just dropped here. So in Stedi, you use coverage eligibility instead of discovery? Is that right?
Yeah, right now we are using the eligibility check.
Great. And the last one. I already have my own FHIR server back in our EHR. Can we use just the paperless intake flow as a front end, sending data to our existing backend?
Yes. So this is a FHIR frontend compatible with any kind of FHIR backend. So if you have another kind of FHIR compatible EHR, we can write to those. There may be gotchas like some of the resources that we are using in this intake example might not be writable in some of the larger EHRs, but the basic information is usually writable, and we could use that to power an intake on more traditional EHRs. And if you have a FHIR server, yes, we can just use that instead of Medplum. We recommend Medplum if you are building like the full patient provider experience, because Matplum is an open source tool that we know. It has a cloud offering that speed up things on the infrastructure side of things and compliance side of things. But if you do have a FHIR server already, we could use that as the front end for it.